Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm delighted to have you all here. Today, we will be discussing GMP for active pharmaceutical ingredients, specifically Part II of this important topic. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I'll be guiding you through this session. Over the course of this presentation, we'll explore key aspects of good manufacturing practices for APIs, building on what we covered earlier. We'll look into the critical quality attributes, regulatory requirements, and best practices to ensure quality and safety in pharmaceutical manufacturing. I look forward to an engaging and informative session with all of you. Let's get started. Now, let's talk about process equipment, focusing on its design and construction. It's crucial that the equipment is appropriately designed and sized to meet the process requirements, ensuring efficiency and safety. Using closed systems or implementing proper precautions helps prevent contamination and maintains product integrity. Having detailed drawings available is also essential, as they guide proper installation and maintenance. When it comes to placement, the equipment should be positioned thoughtfully to facilitate use, cleaning, sanitization, and maintenance. This planning helps ensure smooth operations and compliance with GMP standards. The choice of materials of construction is equally important. Selecting suitable materials ensures durability, compatibility with process fluids, and compliance with regulatory standards. The equipment should always operate within its qualified operating range to guarantee safety and performance. Major pieces like reactors, storage containers, and processing lines should be clearly identified and permanently installed, providing clarity and traceability. Additionally, lubricants, heating fluids, or coolants must be carefully controlled to prevent contamination and maintain process consistency. All these elements, design, materials, placement, and control, are vital to maintaining a high-quality, compliant manufacturing process for active pharmaceutical ingredients. Now, let's talk about equipment maintenance and cleaning. It's essential to have clear SOPs, or standard operating procedures, along with schedules for preventive maintenance of all equipment. This helps ensure that everything is functioning correctly and reduces the risk of contamination or equipment failure. Similarly, there should be SOPs for cleaning the equipment, which also specify when and how the equipment should be released for use again. This guarantees that cleaning is thorough and consistent. We also need detailed cleaning SOPs that enable operators to clean each type of equipment effectively and reproducibly. These SOPs should cover several key areas. First, the assignment of responsibility, who is responsible for cleaning each piece of equipment. Next, cleaning schedules should be clearly defined, including, where necessary, sanitizing schedules to ensure proper hygiene. The SOPs must include complete descriptions of the methods and materials used, such as specific cleaning agents, their proper dilution, and application procedures. When applicable, instructions for disassembling and reassembling equipment are vital. They ensure that every part is cleaned properly and that reassembly maintains the equipment's integrity and functionality. All of these points are critical for maintaining GMP standards for active pharmaceutical ingredients, and they play a key role in ensuring product quality and safety throughout the manufacturing process. Now, let's talk about equipment maintenance and cleaning. It's essential to have detailed cleaning SOPs, or standard operating procedures, in place. These SOPs guide operators on how to clean each type of equipment in a way that is both reproducible and effective. One key point is ensuring that any previous batch identification is completely removed or obliterated. This helps prevent mix-ups and cross-contamination. Next, it's important to protect the clean equipment from any contamination before it's used again. This might include covering or sealing certain parts to keep them sterile. We also need to inspect the equipment for cleanliness right before use, if practical. This quick check can catch any remaining debris or contaminants that might have been missed. Lastly, we should establish a maximum time limit between finishing a process and cleaning the equipment. This helps ensure equipment remains in optimal condition and minimizes contamination risks. All these steps are vital for maintaining high standards in active pharmaceutical ingredient manufacturing, ensuring both safety and quality throughout the process. Let's talk about equipment and utensils and how they play a crucial role in preventing contamination. It's essential that all equipment and utensils are properly cleaned and stored after each use. When necessary, they should be sanitized or sterilized to ensure they are free from any contaminants. This is particularly important during continuous or campaign production, where multiple batches are produced one after the other. To prevent cross-contamination between different materials, proper cleaning between production runs is vital. We need to establish clear acceptance criteria for residues and carefully select our cleaning procedures and agents. These choices should be justified based on the specific requirements of the materials and the process. Additionally, equipment should be clearly identified, either through labels or other appropriate means, so everyone knows what's inside and the cleanliness status. This helps maintain traceability and ensures compliance with good manufacturing practices for active pharmaceutical ingredients. Keeping these practices in mind helps us uphold product quality and safety throughout the manufacturing process. Let's talk about the calibration of equipment. It's crucial that all control, weighing, measuring, monitoring, and test equipment are calibrated according to a written standard operating procedure, or SOP, and on an established schedule. This ensures consistency and accuracy in our measurements. Calibration must be performed using standards that are traceable to certified standards, which means we can verify their accuracy and reliability. Keeping thorough calibration records is essential, as it allows us to track the history and status of each piece of equipment. Knowing the current calibration status of each instrument is vital and should always be verifiable. If an instrument is found to be out of calibration, it should not be used. Any deviations should be investigated to determine if they could have impacted the quality of the intermediates or active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, manufactured using that equipment since the last successful calibration. This process helps us maintain the integrity and quality of our products, aligning with GMP requirements for APIs. Proper calibration ensures our equipment performs accurately, which is fundamental to producing high-quality, safe pharmaceuticals. Now, let's take a closer look at computerized systems. It's essential that all GMP-related systems are validated properly, which includes performing installation qualifications, IQ, and operational qualifications, OQ. This process helps ensure both the hardware and software are suitable and functioning correctly. We also need controls in place to prevent unauthorized access or any changes to the data. This is crucial for maintaining data integrity. Any modifications to data should be properly recorded, with a clear record of what was changed and when. Standard operating procedures, or SOPs, are vital for the operation and maintenance of these computerized systems. They provide a consistent framework to follow and help ensure compliance. For manual entries, an additional check is necessary to verify the accuracy of the data entered, since manual input can be more prone to error. Incidents, whether they involve system failures or data discrepancies, should always be recorded and thoroughly investigated to prevent recurrence. And finally, any changes made to these systems must go through a formal change control procedure. This ensures that the system remains validated after modifications, maintaining its integrity and compliance. All of these practices are part of our broader GMP approach for active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, which we'll explore further in this section. Let's talk about computerized systems and some of the challenges they can pose. Sometimes, these systems can experience breakdowns or failures, which can lead to the permanent loss of records. This is a critical issue because maintaining accurate and complete records is essential for GMP compliance and ensuring product quality. To mitigate this risk, it's important to have a backup system in place. A backup provides a means of ensuring data protection, so if the primary system fails, we can still recover the necessary information. Specifically, data can be recorded by a second means, in addition to the computer system. This redundancy is a key part of good manufacturing practice because it helps safeguard data integrity and supports compliance with regulatory standards. In the context of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, this approach becomes even more important. Consistent, reliable documentation ensures that every step of the process is traceable and verifiable, which is fundamental to GMP. So, having a backup system and multiple means of recording data isn't just a technical detail. It's a critical component of ensuring quality, compliance, and ultimately, patient safety. Let's now move on to Slide 9, which focuses on GMP for active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, and this is part II of our discussion. As we've seen, good manufacturing practice is crucial in ensuring the quality, safety, and efficacy of the medicines we develop. When it comes to APIs, GMP becomes even more critical because these are the core components that determine a drug's effectiveness. In this part, we'll delve deeper into the specific requirements and standards that need to be maintained during API production. This includes aspects like controlling raw materials, ensuring proper manufacturing processes, and maintaining strict quality control measures throughout the entire supply chain. These steps are vital to prevent contamination, mix-ups, and other issues that could compromise the final product. It's also important to recognize that GMP for APIs isn't just about compliance. It directly impacts patient safety and trust in pharmaceutical products. By adhering to these standards, manufacturers can consistently produce APIs that meet the high-quality expectations set by regulatory authorities. Connecting this to our overall theme, maintaining rigorous GMP standards for APIs is fundamental to delivering safe, effective medicines to patients worldwide. It underscores our commitment to quality at every stage of drug development and manufacturing. Now, let's delve into materials management in a general sense. It's crucial that we have clear SOPs in place for every step, from receipt and identification to quarantine, storage, handling, sampling, testing, and ultimately approval or rejection of materials. This structured approach helps maintain quality and consistency throughout the process. We also need a solid procedure for evaluating our suppliers, especially those providing critical materials. It's important to ensure that the materials we purchase meet our specified requirements. Ideally, these should come from approved suppliers who are capable of consistently delivering quality products. When materials are supplied through a third party, the manufacturer's name and address should be known and verified. This adds an extra layer of traceability and accountability, which is vital for quality assurance. If there's ever a need to change the source of supply for critical raw materials, this should be done carefully, following our change control procedures. This ensures that any transition maintains the integrity and compliance of our materials. Moving on to GMP considerations for active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, it's essential to remember that these guidelines are part of a broader quality framework. Maintaining strict control over API sourcing and handling is fundamental to ensuring product quality and patient safety. By adhering to these principles, we reinforce our commitment to quality throughout the entire materials management process, which ultimately supports the overall integrity of our pharmaceutical products. When we receive raw materials or active pharmaceutical ingredients, the first step is a thorough visual examination. We check for proper labeling, any signs of damage, broken seals, tampering, or contamination. This initial inspection is crucial to ensure that what we receive is safe and meets quality standards before we accept it. Once the materials pass the visual check, they are placed under quarantine. During this period, we sample and examine or test the materials to verify their identity, purity, and quality. This step helps us prevent any potential issues from entering our production process. Before we mix these ingredients with existing stocks, such as solvents or stocks stored in silos, we make sure they are properly identified, tested, and authorized for release. This prevents any mix-ups or contamination in our manufacturing process. To further safeguard our quality, we have procedures in place to prevent the incorrect discharge of incoming materials. This includes measures to ensure that each material is directed to the correct storage or process point. In cases where bulk deliveries come from non-dedicated tankers, we take extra precautions to ensure there is no cross-contamination. These procedures are vital to maintain the integrity of our active pharmaceutical ingredients and uphold GMP standards throughout the supply chain. Now, let's take a closer look at the key considerations for tankers in the GMP for active pharmaceutical ingredients. First, ensuring a certificate of cleaning is crucial. This certificate verifies that the tanks have been properly cleaned and are free from residual contaminants, which is essential to maintain product purity. Next, testing for trace impurities is a vital step. Even tiny amounts of impurities can impact the quality and safety of the API, so rigorous testing helps us detect and control any unwanted substances before production continues. Finally, conducting an audit of the supplier ensures that they adhere to GMP standards and follow the proper procedures for cleaning and testing. This audit helps us verify that our suppliers are reliable and compliant with quality protocols, which ultimately supports the integrity of our manufacturing process. All these steps, cleaning certification, impurity testing, and supplier audits, are interconnected. They form a comprehensive approach to maintaining high-quality standards for our APIs and ensuring patient safety throughout the supply chain. Let's take a closer look at receipt and quarantine procedures. When materials arrive, they are stored in large containers, and all the attendant manifolds, filling, and discharge lines are clearly identified to prevent any mix-ups. Each container or batch of materials is assigned a distinctive code, such as a batch or receipt number, which helps us track and manage the materials effectively. It's also crucial to have a system in place to identify the status of each batch at any given time. This ensures that only approved, properly quarantined materials are used in production, maintaining the integrity of our active pharmaceutical ingredients. This slide highlights the importance of proper storage, clear identification, and accurate tracking, all of which are key components of good manufacturing practices for active pharmaceutical ingredients. These controls are essential to ensure quality, safety, and compliance throughout the manufacturing process. Now, let's talk about the importance of proper storage of materials. It's crucial that handling and storage are done in a way that prevents degradation, contamination, and cross-contamination. This means keeping materials in good condition and avoiding any mix-ups that could compromise quality. Stored materials should always be kept off the floor and spaced out appropriately. This allows for easy cleaning and inspection, and it also helps ensure that the oldest stock is used first, which is essential for maintaining product integrity. The storage conditions and the length of storage should not negatively affect the materials. That's why controlled environments are necessary. Temperature, humidity, and other factors must be carefully managed. For outdoor storage, additional precautions are needed. Labels must remain legible, and containers should be cleaned properly before opening or use to prevent contamination. Finally, any rejected materials need to be clearly identified, and access to them should be controlled. This helps prevent accidental use and ensures that only approved materials are in circulation. All of these points tie back to our overall goal of ensuring the quality and safety of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, throughout their storage and handling process. Let's talk about reevaluation. This step involves checking materials again to see if they're still suitable for use. It's especially important after materials have been stored for a long time or exposed to challenging conditions like heat or humidity. These factors can affect the quality and integrity of the materials, so reevaluation helps ensure they still meet the necessary standards. This process is a key part of good manufacturing practices for active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs. As we move through GMP, remember that maintaining the quality of raw materials is essential to producing safe and effective medicines. So, reevaluation acts as a safeguard, making sure that every component used is still fit for purpose, even after storage or exposure to less than ideal conditions. Now, let's talk about returns. When intermediates or APIs are returned, they need to be carefully identified and quarantined to prevent any mix-up or contamination. If there's any doubt about the safety or quality of the return materials, we need to assess the storage and shipping conditions, whether they occurred before or during the return process. The condition of the containers themselves is also crucial. Checking their quality helps us determine the next steps. Based on this assessment, we may need to reprocess, rework, or even destroy the materials as appropriate to ensure safety and compliance. It's important to keep detailed records of all returned materials, including the name and address of the consignee, the specific intermediate or API, its batch number and quantity, the reason for the return, and whether it was used or disposed of. This process is a vital part of GMP for active pharmaceutical ingredients, as it helps maintain product integrity and patient safety throughout the entire supply chain. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or need additional information, I'm here to help. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. Remember, we're all in this together, and I look forward to working with you to achieve our goals.